TV. My name is Greta and I'm here today with Gary Reeder. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, yeah.
How are you doing, by the way?
Oh, not too bad considering the journey I had here, but yeah, it's fine really, yeah.
So Gary, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and the performance that you're going to do tonight?
Okay, well, I'm originally from Derby, and so forgive me that, folks, but yeah, I lived in France for about 10 years, lived in Switzerland for a couple of years, so got around quite a bit. I was playing in sort of pop and rock bands and things like that for quite a while, and I've decided to return to doing jazz, and I did an album called Moja, and I released that a couple of years ago, and I was quite pleased with that. And because I'm from here originally, I decided to come back and settle here, and trying to, so I've put a band together of locally based musicians, and yeah, we're playing here tonight, and we're going to do some of the tunes off the Moja album, plus we're going to do another album in the new year, in January. We're going to record it, and we're going to be playing tunes from the Moja album and from the new album tonight. So it's going to be pretty much only the originals, really. Might throw in a jazz standard or two if people get a bit bored with it, or whatever, we'll see. And that's it really. And yeah, we've got a nice band. We've got Andy Robertson on the bass, who's from Leicester, and we've got a guy who lives in East League on the drums. His name's Tom Wardle, and he's done quite a bit of work with sort of deep house sort of stuff. And he's got another project on the go at the moment called Magic Number, which is doing quite well. And it's doing quite well in South Africa because I don't know if you've heard of the At Jazz record label, but it's this sort of deep house stuff, and the artist At Jazz, and he's doing quite well in South Africa, so they're getting in a little bit on that. And on guitar, I've got a Derby guy on guitar, and he's called Dan Johnson, and yeah, he's been around a little bit too, so that's it pretty much.
We're looking forward to it.
Great.
Could you tell a little bit, how did you get interested into jazz, and who or what inspired you to become a jazz musician?
Well, that's quite simple. It was one weekend they had on BBC Two. They had like one of these jazz weekends, and what really did it, I was watching that old famous black and white grainy CBS recording of Miles Davis and John Coltrane and Jimmy Cobb on the drums and Paul Chambers on the bass, and I think it was, I'm not sure, it was Bill Evans on that recording as well, I think. Anyway, it was just great, and when they came on and did So What, I thought that was just amazing. And so with my birthday money that followed that, I went and I thought, well, I've got to get an album with So What on it, and I hit really lucky. I got Kind of Blue, and I never looked back after that really. I was really lucky to get that album, just to choose it, you know, because there were a few Miles Davis albums with So What on and doing live versions and stuff. And so I got that, and that was it. Yeah.
And in terms of albums, do you remember your first album?
Oh, first ever album?
Yes.
Oh dear, that'll be embarrassing. That'll be something. How can I think of something cool? Probably not. No, I mean it was probably some rubbishy pop album, but yeah, back in the 70s or something. Actually, it was a compilation album, and it had T-Rex on it, which wasn't too bad, is it? So yeah,
that was good.
Yeah.
As I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the albums that you're listening to right now? So.
Big on Impulse jazz label at the moment. So. Yeah, and stuff by Pharaoh Sanders. There's an album called Journey to the One, which is not on Impulse, but that is absolutely tremendous. I love his sound. I mean, he's known for his sort of split tones, and he's kind of going a bit way out there, but when he plays straight, he's got this gorgeous full tone. It's got edge to it, but it's got depth, and it's just, I think it's just beautiful, and he's got a lovely melodic sense and a deep sort of spiritual sense, as you might expect from him. He's played with Coltrane and things like that. And then there's other artists on Impulse like Chico Hamilton, and there's a great album called Man from Two Worlds, and other stuff, you know, that's on the Impulse label. I thought that was great label, and it's and that's what's inspiring me at the moment. Before that, I mean, the Moja album was sort of very much inspired by Blue Note, so I've kind of moved forward a decade or whatever. I'm still in the past.
From your language, I understand that jazz means a lot to you, so could you explain what actually it means to you, and how would you describe music to someone who does not know anything about improvisation?
Well, first of all, what it means, for me it means fun, as much as it can mean intensity as well, but it can also mean fun, and I think that's something that's often forgotten with jazz, that in the beginning it was played in bars and even in brothels in the beginning, and but also people like Davis and Charlie Parker did gigs in dance halls as well, so it can be great fun music as well as something that's really intense and something that really needs to be listened to as well. So personally I prefer the kind of more relaxed atmosphere to play in and things, and so that's that. And then improvisation, well, that's it's just the business, it's just the best. It's what
magical.
yeah, it's just capturing that moment and capturing the interaction with the audience at the time and how you're feeling at the time, and that's just the best.
I agree with you.
That's all right. Yeah.
Okay, what about your thoughts on the jazz scene in East?
You sort of like little rays of hope, and there's some very good musicians around. There's a few guys in Leicester like Mike Soul on the piano and people like that. And there's some good guys in Nottingham as well, but yeah, the gigs are tough. You know, people were saying about New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But I think the East Midlands is about as tough as it gets.
So.
Yeah.
What about upcoming projects?
Well, that's it. I've got this new album on the go, and I'm like with the Moja album, I'm going to try and get that promoted a lot better, and we'll see, and then we'll see where we can go from there. Hopefully, you know, sometime this summer we'll get to do a few festivals and play a few venues in London if we can, and sort of break out. We've already, because I used to live in Nice in France, we've already done some gigs over there, and I'd like to take the band back over to Nice because there's a cracking music scene over in Nice and a great little jazz scene as well. And there are at least 10 excellent saxophonists alone. There are several really good pianists, several really good guitarists, and yeah, everything. Yeah, and there's all kinds of music in Nice as well, not just jazz, but it is great for jazz because again it's like this kind of place, really like a jazz cellar, and you've got that atmosphere, and it's not that. Because sometimes you can go in some places and they're a bit sort of cold, but yeah, they've got some really lovely places with a really warm atmosphere, and so get over to Nice and get over back to France again a little bit as well.
Okay. Thank you very much for your conversation.
Okay,
thank you guys. Take care.
Thanks very much. Hi, my name's Gary Reeder and you're watching Leicester Jazz House TV.